Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we have here, this is a MacBook Air. This is the A2179 MacBook Air. Space gray, 13-inch. It's in here because it's not powering on. The client did say that there's no display, and the fact that the touchpad does work even though the computer isn't really turning on. You can feel a little vibration on the touchpad there. So let's go ahead and see what the issue is and what's causing that. Let's see what issues we're getting. Let's go ahead and plug in the voltmeter, see what we're getting here. Okay, does come on, 20 volts, 0.4 amps, back down to 0.01. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So the trackpad is on, it's working, but there's no display, there's no power, caps light's off. Maybe there's some type of liquid spill. There's a little bit of nastiness here, so probably liquid spill. I'll go ahead and get my other glove, and we will go ahead, open this up, and see what the problem is underneath. Open it, and we're gonna go ahead and see. And already off the bat, I could see that there is some corrosion on this side. See that? It's all nasty. So around the USB-C area, we do have. It looks like this side is so this side is pretty much where the power button is. This area looks to be pretty clean. Doesn't look like there's really been any extra type of damage. A good way to always take a look is see if we can see on the back cover, right? So this is our area that's been impacted. It looks like it's right over the USB-C area. See that? And that's exactly where we get on the board itself, over here, right? This area. So it looks like the biggest impact with liquid is there. So if it's on this part, maybe it's on the connection to the board itself, and it may be part of the USB-C. If we look at probably under a microscope under here, maybe it's a little bit damaged or a little bit impacted. So let's go ahead and pop the board because that's the only way we can be sure. And we'll go ahead and also pop open the board view and really see what this area is. So we do have it here. Here's our impacted area. Let's see if the caps here have been impacted. It's just more an area that doesn't have a component, but we do look above. Obviously we see that there's a little bit of corrosion on this cap. We know that already, and I believe this area has been deeply impacted. There's a lot of corrosion around here, and yeah, so let's go ahead and see really what these areas are and see if they're really important on there. And also I want to go check because we did see that there was some damage to our USB-C port. Let's go ahead and see if there's any damage on there, and looks good on those sides. Looks clean. So miraculously, even though the damage did go on top of the casing here, you can even see part of the casing. Looks like the casing actually did a good job of protecting it. So we're not too worried about that. Let's put that to the side. Let's go ahead and bring up our board view. And we're going to go ahead and check out this area. So here's your areas that have been impacted, as well as I think the cap right next to it. This is P2V7 SSD discharge. And then the cap right next to it, let's see. This also has to do with the SSD, the C91005. You have the U6500, the PB5V S0 keyboard backlight area. Let's see this cap up here. This has to do with the speaker. PB Buds G3 Hot SPK is a speaker. And also these two are most likely going to be redundant because they are right next to each other. Alright guys, so before we get all excited, before we go down the path of doing a repair, we did a little bit more testing on it, and we did notice something very interesting and very unfortunate at the same time. So when you plug this in here, we did notice something. The CPU does get warm, and also there's a noise. It's very faint, and we've actually showed it in another video before on this model. It's a very unfortunate circumstance. As a coil noise, and most likely this noise is due to a high load on the circuit from a shorted CPU. If that is the case, most likely there's a dead CPU and there's not much you can do. Now it is making noises, right? So it's telling us to back off. It's telling us there's something wrong. It's like a cat pushed in a corner and see what you're going to do to it. I don't know if there is much we can do. It doesn't really want to be helped, but we can at least go ahead and take a look further because we do have a liquid spill that we're dealing with. And a liquid spill can cause, obviously, shorts on a circuit, right? So let's go ahead and see if we can do a repair on this area. Let's go ahead and put some alcohol on. And what we want to do is rinse all this out. And we're going to get our soft toothbrush because we're about to go to bed and make sure our teeth are nice and clean. So if we use a soft toothbrush mixed with some alcohol, what that's going to do is going to clean any of the corrosion that's at least on the surface area there. So it's going to help us put in our flux so we're not pushing any corrosion, anything underneath it first. So we want to clean it up. Now we're going to put some flux there. Make sure you put it on all the areas. And we want to make sure that the hot air is going to impact the flux, which is going to clean underneath the components here. It's going to do a very good job of getting underneath there. It's better to do this because it does a better way of cleaning it. It's going to get underneath the components. It's going to do a much better job. And so what we're looking for if you're wondering how do we know the temperature is right and it's good enough and it's actually doing something, well, it's a good way to know would be to see whenever some of the components maybe start to move. Once they slightly move a little bit, that means that the solder is actually loosening up there. And it's okay because it's going to solder back, because right when you let go of that heat there, it's the temperature is going to be absolutely perfect, and then it's going to re-harden back. So doing it, and keep doing it. Oh, you see that coil moves? That means we're pretty good, and this area looks to be pretty great. Right, you can see this area actually looks a lot better. We're going to go over here. We did have to replace a few components, but we're at least pretty confident, at least in the repair. So let's go ahead and see if it's going to work. 20 volts, 0.08, 0.04, 0.05, 0.02. You'll hear a very faint clicking on this. That's really unfortunate. Okay, so you know what would be really interesting? Let's see if we can just remove this coil here and see if we're still going to get that noise. Alright, let me get my charger over here. Just gotta plug it in, see if we get a coil noise. And we don't get anything anymore, which is good. But it's not going to solve the problem. And anytime you replace the coil, you're still getting that noise. Most likely you still have an impacted CPU, which is the worst case for this. It's unfortunate, the side of repairs where there are just some things that aren't really repairable. Hope you guys enjoyed watching anyway, and just found this video at least useful in understanding some of the issues that do go on with some computers, especially if there is a well-known issue with it. We're a business, so we want to make sure we get stuff out as soon as we possibly can. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like. It really does help us a lot. Subscribe for more content. See you next one. Bye.